Okay.
So the reason we wanted to do this is when I went to R4, Terry Watson really, he just stressed that it's not so much what your value is, it's the client experience. It's what people perceive and how what they take away from the experience that you provide, not necessarily your value. So there's this kind of contrast going on with what people think their value is and then what's actually realized by your client. And one of the best tools that you can do is go back and look at your value proposition. Like, oh, I'm full-time professional. I have been in real estate for 21 years. I have a lot of experience. I have good negotiating skills. And whatever those are, whatever you perceive your value to be, then what I'd like for you to do is look at your testimonials. And what are people actually saying about the experience with you? And then you can compare. Is what people are saying about me any reflection of what I am putting out in the universe as what my value is? So a lot of times people aren't like, thank God I used Holly. She's been in real estate for 21 years and she's full-time. That's typically not what, so, you know, what I think it's just such a good reminder that look at how you're really impacting people. And when you get testimonials and reviews, which is 100% critical, and I get a lot of people are like, oh, I don't look at reviews, so I don't think anybody else does. It doesn't really, what you want to remember is that you can use the testimonials to your advantage. Not only can we put them on your website and you can use them on social media posts, but it's going to tell you a lot about who you are and why people like you, why people trust you, why people use you or refer you in the first place. So I just wanted to open it up with that. We at RE/MAX have so many tools at our disposal that will help you provide a higher level of quality service to your buyers and sellers, renters and investors, so that they continue to refer you. Like just using you one time is great, but everyone that works with you and all the people in your database, if they truly know, like, and trust you, they potentially are worth $117,000 over the lifetime of your relationship. And only a small portion of that happens at the closing. The rest of it comes because you provided such a high level of service, you stay in touch, you provide relevant, valuable information, and you give to them. So the more you give to them after the closing, it's like putting little deposits into a savings account, and they pay you dividends in the form of referrals. So if you never get a referral from the people that you work with, you've got to question why. And you've got to build a system that the post-closing needs to be more powerful than the lead generating. And I'm going to be doing a lot of classes on that as we gear up to fourth quarter planning. So definitely look for those. But I don't know any other brokerage, any other brand that gives you so many tools at your disposal to make every step of the way so much better than anybody else. And it's the experience that your clients have that are going to in turn give you back those dividends in the forms of referrals and repeat business. The other great thing about what we're going to talk about today is that these should be little drips of transparency through your social media stories, through your social media, through your website, through regular emails about how you provide the extras, the unexpected extras to your clients so that they can kind of get a sense of what it would be like to work with you, even when they're not working with you yet. And I rarely see anyone sharing what they do for their clients in a storytelling fashion that would actually attract me to want to do business or want to refer business to them when I myself might not even be in a transaction. And that's the piece that I see missing so drastically. So we are going to show you a hodgepodge of stuff today. This is being recorded. I highly recommend that you build out during your before, during, and after plan wrapped around the tools that we're going to talk about today. So it's jam-packed with information. And if you want to sit down and strategize, what would your service commitment look like before, during, and after? I am happy to do that. I think Lori and Denise are happy to do that. 30 minutes, and you can build out a really high quality program, maybe an hour, that is designed to, again, enhance the client experience and promote more referrals after the transaction. So we wanted to start with this homepage. We've heard that people have never been on this homepage. This is RE/MAX Center's business portal. This is your business portal where you can access everything that we offer in one easy location. We didn't want you to have to hop around to all these different websites and remember this password and that and this. So we wanted to put everything on centermember.com. This should be a favorite on your desktop. It should be bookmarked. I'd almost come in here every morning and kind of, okay, what do I need to do today? Where do I need to access things? We put it all here for you. So Lori, why don't you just point out a couple of these links so we can make sure everyone kind of is familiar with the layout, and then we'll get into actually what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, cool. Well, just at the top here, you know, when you go to centermember.com at the very top, did y'all know you could have your clients go to centermember.com and pay earnest money? Did you? Okay, I just want to make sure. And for some of those
Amy
online,
said she didn't know. Amy was shaking her head no.
Yeah. Well, now you know. When you go to centermember.com, when you've got a buyer and they've got to send earnest money, this is considered ACH debit. So you click here, and whoops, it's very big. Bear with me, but you know they're going to put the property address, agent's name, total amount due. They put their routing and account. Okay. So
I mean, how great. That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
And they can easily send that link to them.
Yeah, and you can actually easily send that link to them, which is right here, rem.ax/pay. You can send this, you can just copy this link and send it to them via email. Okay. If you need our broker support and you don't know the number, it's up here. Or if you want to shoot them an email, broker@centermember.com. You know, we've got 4 brokers on standby. So when you dial that number, it'll rotate, and, you know, it's kind of a round robin. So you'll get one of the 4 brokers, but they do respond pretty quickly to email as well. So always take that email, broker@centermember.com. If you've got a lending question, now this is backed by North Point. Brian, we were actually talking about this last week. Remember, we have a lender support email, and somebody from North Point, we have actually Brian on today from North Point Mortgage. And
hey guys.
Hey, and if you have any type of lending question whatsoever, whatever your transaction is, if you're using North Point or not, correct, Brian, they can send you this email and just say, hey, listen, this lender is telling me this, or this is happening. Does this sound right? They can send North Point an email to lendersupport@centermember.com. And one of the 3, Brian, Jeff, or Lee, will actually can answer the question for you. Right, Brian?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Lori, just like you were saying, you know, I think we're going to be sending out a weekly email or maybe like a monthly email just with our, you know, our phone numbers. You could call us directly. I mean, if it's like a one-off question, I mean, it, you know, it's not with the expectation of like, you know, we have to, you know, get a referral from you guys. Like it could be, you know, for anything, any kind of thing that comes up, just, you know, we're here for you guys. That's the point. So, yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
And then if you need to any kind of title support, we are our closing attorneys, Luter, Larkin, and Hunter. If you need a legal description, or you have title questions or title issues, you can send an email directly to Dan Caserto at this email right here, and he will respond back to you. Oh, one more thing, as you can kind of see the fine print, the maximum amount on ACH we can take is $15,000. Didn't we have an issue with that?
Yeah, actually,
last
they
week?
just changed it last week to 10, and I just haven't updated.
Oh, okay. So
it's
it's now 10,000 maximum on ACH. But can they do 2?
They can do multiple during the day. So say the earnest money is $20,000, and they could do 2 10s.
Okay. Okay, they just have to have the property
Right.
address correct. So we know where it
Is
goes.
it one behind the other, or do they have to wait a certain amount of time between the second one?
As far as I know, it can be one behind the other because it's an ACH. So
Okay,
it's,
right.
it's just a,
Okay. I think that covers it for up top with all the different links. Any questions?
No, and I think it would be great, like put in your phone, broker support and that phone number and that email. Lender support, like you don't want to have to go hunt, oh, where is it? Like those should all, like whenever you, any other important phone numbers, I would just take some time and get them loaded into your phone. And I'm really saying that to remind myself because I am terrible. I still have people, I haven't added in their name and mine doesn't sync up. I guess Apple is like the best thing on the planet where you just look at someone and it gets into all your devices if you're on Apple. I'm on Android.
It's true.
Somebody said that at the convention. They're like, you would have to pay me over 6 figures to switch from iPhone to Android. And apparently that's why. So those of you with Android, take the time to put people in your phone. And then you'll notice that we have a running banner here right in the middle. The ramp program is starting. There is still time to hop into that. It starts on the 17th. Even if you didn't attend the pre-game or the soft launch, you can still get started in that. I will tell you, it's foundational to running a profitable business that actually survives more than 24 months, which is typically the lifespan of someone that's trying to wing it in real estate. It's also a great program for people that want to, they have had a great career, but they've drifted. They've drifted from the fundamentals. They've gotten out of the routines, the habits, the daily success habits that will transform your career. And it's really designed to help you close 1 to 2 more transactions per month. So, a lot of our agents that had been with us for years and years and were doing very well have gone through the ramp program. And it was kind of the reset. I tell some people, sometimes they'll come to me, I just feel burned out. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you forget everything you know about real estate and let's just start over. Like today's a new day. You're opening up your business. Let's just start over. Let's do a reset. It's a great way to kind of get reconnected, collaborate with some folks. Who's laughing?
Denise and Jenny.
Denise Goff, not Denise Purser.
Yeah, Denise Goff and Jenny Stave.
Right? It's like, hey Jenny, if you've been in too long, like you may have a thought process about this industry that you do need to wipe your head clean and just come in with fresh eyes. So ramp is just a great way to do that, and sometimes I'll be honest, the newer agents that are getting in and are learning things in a different way than we know, bringing back past experiences and trying to morph the old with the new, they have an advantage. Sometimes just being around folks that are brand new and the questions that they're asking and the challenges that they're going through, one, you can bring such great insight to them, but you can gain a lot of great insight about remembering what it's like to just starting over and looking at everything with such fresh eyes and a level of excitement when things are new. People love that. So I would encourage you, it's a great time. It's fourth quarter, can really kind of bring it home for you this year and give a great new reset to a strong 2022. Gosh, that sounds crazy. So anyway, that's ramp. I just wanted to point that out. After ramp starts, we'll put in something different there. So it's always good to come in because it's eye-catching and it'll be something, well, I'm sure we'll have something about the next quarter, about our business planning sessions that'll be starting. Going to be working on maybe some contests and things for fourth quarter. So it'll be a lot of fun. Denise, did you want to add anything about just the overview and layout of centermember.com?
No, just that the information training and the forms are on that left-hand side or right-hand side, whichever way you're looking at it. And the helpful links are over there to the different programs, FMLS, MLS, app files, and that type of thing. So we have separated it to keep it a little organized there.
I'm so glad you said that because I never realized that. Because RDR, realtors don't read. I never even looked at the fact that it was broken into 2 sides. So thank you for pointing that out. So all your helpful links, yeah, hop in here in the morning. Oh, I need to go to FMLS. Oh, let me go check out. I have to go to my Move Easy dashboard. We're going to talk about the Move Easy dashboard. They're getting ready to relaunch an after sale program. So come September, Move Easy is moving into a whole new planet that is going to help you with what I talked about in the beginning, the bow tie funnel and how your touch points and your relationship starts at the closing. It doesn't end. Your relationship needs to go on steroids after the closing, and Move Easy is going to be a great partner. So we're really excited to hear that launch, and we should be hearing about it any week now. It's still a great program to offer, but I think you're going to really get interested in the upcoming weeks. Remax Hustle, the Atlanta Knowledge Center, where you can access all kinds of great stuff. Op City. So we have all your links there, and then all this great stuff on the left. We're going to dive into the client care section today, which is going to be agent services. But I just wanted to point out, this happened to me. I do not have all of our addresses memorized. I know, 21 years with Remax Center, and I'm still saying 2855 Lawrenceville Swanee Road. So some you can memorize more than others. And Lori's like, what's that, right? Well, that was the first office. So I have 1140 Old Peachtree down. But I'll be honest, I do not remember by heart the Gainesville location. It's new. And even Johns Creek, I'm always like, is it 3 1s, 1 2 1s, 2 5s? So our office locations are there.
But under contact us?
No, it's under.
Contact, well, there's actually an office locations
Oh, okay.
right there. The agent roster, training and development. Can you click on the training and development tab there?
Yeah, and it's gonna, okay.
So you can just scroll down a little bit. So here you'll see Momentum, FMLS app files, 1 hour coach. We're going to get all of my webinars and recordings loaded here and into the new Remax University. So we will have dual location because we are promoting just to come here, but they're revamping Remax University. So that's going to be an exciting addition as well. So you can click in here for any additional trainings that you need, the Momentum, 1 hour coach, FMLS, MLS app files. So we will be updating that just to make sure all the recent ones get loaded. But a lot of times people forget that we do have that area. And then your forms. So you can get them through app files, but maybe you're in here and you're getting ready to do something else and you're not going to go to app files for a little bit. You can go ahead and get all of the forms located right here. And a lot of folks didn't realize that we had it in one-stop shop, and that was our goal. All of our graphics, favorite vendors, the broker ID. So we really did try to put everything here. When we send out the calendar for each month, it's also located right on here, calendar of events. What I would encourage you to do is when you get the calendar for next month, come on in and go ahead and register when it's fresh on your mind. And that way you'll get reminders sent to you instead of, oh, I get this all the time. I said, oh, did you go to the class? What class? Oh, the class we did on why someone should hire you. Oh, I forgot all about that. Well, if you would just listen to that video, watch the video of the calendar, and then as soon as you hear it, click on the calendar and then go ahead and register. The system will send you reminders. And that's why we use Eventbrite, so that it helps you and it can add it right to your calendar. So we try to make things easy. So our two folks that are here today, we want to go ahead and let them talk about their services first, but we are going to dive into the agent services tab. And that's what we really want to go through today. There's a few things from Max Center that we will talk about as well. But if Lori, if you could just kind of highlight on the top, we have, and just tell the differences between everything. So.
Okay, so obviously there's tabs right here up at the top once we clicked on the agent services tile. And this goes by, it defaults to all products. So there's about 5 pages if you keep scrolling down to where you'll find all of our products. And you can continue by clicking, down here, and it'll take you to the next page. And these are just, it's just the overview of everything. Now, we narrowed it down a little bit more so that you wouldn't have to actually go hunting. So we do have some elite services that we offer, and those are things such as, if I click on elite services, okay, these will categorize down even further to printing services, custom orders for postcards, flyers, there's marketing bundles as well. We have things to simplify your life here as well. As far as admin goes, and actually we've got somebody here to talk about transaction movers, which is our transaction coordinating. We've got a database cleanup. If you are somebody who you're like, okay, I've got people all over the place, but I want to be able to, it's a service that we offer. And our staff will actually contact all your people, make sure that all their information is updated, their address, phone number, email address, and they'll make a phone call to them and get your database updated onto a spreadsheet so that you can update it to your, import it to your CRM. Let's see.
I think too, I just want to interrupt, sorry.
Sure,
The
go
big
ahead.
thing is elite services have a cost.
Yes.
Regular center services are included in your membership. Like that's a huge, so if you're like, oh, what can I pay for? And oh, what do I get free? Like I always want to start with what is included with my RE/MAX Center membership. So I did just want to differentiate that real quick. Go ahead, Lori.
Well,
Sorry.
that was probably the best way to differentiate it, really and truly. The elite services are things that you pay for. They're extra things that we can do for you at a cost. And then the center services are things that are available to you already with the fees that you pay. Okay, RE/MAX branded items. These are things like signs that can get ordered. Again, a lot of these are with a cost. We have letterhead, we have envelopes, we have closing pouches, all of that stuff. And then other marketing supplies, whatever you would need, that's listed here. Okay, so there is a cost. Center services, again, these are services that don't cost anything additional because they're included in your membership here.
And that's what we wanted to dive into first. We will get to elite services. But as far as enhancing the client experience, let's go ahead and just move into Ted's role with America's Preferred Home Warranty. And he's going to tell you the benefits. First of all, I love that the brochures are branded. He's got a great website that you can go to and get these marketing materials. I'm going to show you how you can incorporate and be transparent about the things that you offer to people. So Ted, if you could kind of take over and talk about the key differences between what you offer and highlight, the benefits of using your great warranty company. I love America's Preferred. They had a great presence out at the Broker Owner Conference. And there are some key differences that really are advantages for you and your clients. So with no further ado, Ted, if you don't mind, you might need to move up so we can hear you.
Sure.
Okay,
And
thank
I'll
you.
go ahead and I'll turn the light on.
Turn the lights on?
Yep.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Uh-oh, I blew a fuse again, didn't I?
No, will you hit that? There we go.
Whoa.
Okay.
So, yeah, Holly, and thanks again for having me. You're actually singing our song. One of the things that we totally pride ourselves on is, yes, we have a warranty. Yes, we have a different model. Yes, we let the homeowner choose their own contractor. But you said something early in the presentation regarding your referrals actually start after closing, right? And that's one of the things that we preach is we have a great product, but how do you guys use this to help your business, right? That's basically what it's all about. And we always say that after closing, there's only two pieces. After you guys start with, hi, I'm with RE/MAX, this is who I am and what I do, and it takes you all the way to the closing table with all of the pieces that go on that puzzle. There's only two things left after closing that the agent has any control over, really, and that's the homeowner's insurance and the home warranty, if the home warranty is included. So one of the big advantages with our product, obviously, is having the RE/MAX balloon on it lets that homeowner know that we've been vetted by one of the, probably the #1 real estate company in the country, and they're comfortable putting our product and their logos together on the same page, which is really neat for us. But know you, like you, trust you goes with your real estate agent as well as your contractor when things get repaired. But the bottom line is that if your customer has a good experience after closing with you, you're far more likely to get more referrals from that particular person, right? And one of the things that we've seen as a very interesting trend right now is that if you might imagine over the years, typically in a normal market, most of our business comes from the agent that represents the buyer because they're asking the seller to provide a home warranty to the buyer of the house. Well, in a seller's market like it is, that's simply not happening, right? But what we are seeing is something very, very interesting. We're seeing more of the listing agents put warranties on the house for the buyer. And the reason for that is pretty simple. The buyers aren't asking the seller for any repairs. Sometimes they're waiving inspections and due diligence periods. It's crazy, right? So the listing agent is saying to themselves and their seller, look, for $500 or whatever they want to pay, let's put a layer of protection between ourselves and that new buyer, because in 2 weeks, if their water heater breaks, you and I don't want to have to be the ones to receive that phone call. Let's put the warranty on it. But the other neat little aha that we had with this listing agent putting the warranty on is, if that buyer of the house has a claim 6 months down the road and the listing agent was the one that ordered the warranty, we send an email to the listing agent and say, the buyer of this house at 123 Main Street, who you sold 6 months ago, we just paid $2,000 for an air conditioning claim. What a great opportunity for that listing agent to call that buyer and say, hey, I know I didn't represent you on your side of the fence, but I helped put the warranty in there, and who's your new best friend that just saved you $2,000? So it's a great way to build your referral base, right? Even for the folks that you didn't represent, right? So that, I think that's kind of a neat digging deep into how just something as simple as a little home warranty can help build y'all's business. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't thank you guys enough for all the business that you guys have provided, and I'm glad we're representing you guys well at the Broker Owner Conference.
Yep.
And sorry I couldn't make it. Where was it this year?
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, they don't let me fly anywhere east and west of Mississippi.
Oh,
So
It's okay.
Well,
I
it
don't
was-
know either.
It was in Austin, and also don't they get a referral too if they utilize
I'm
America's
sorry,
Home
was that a
Preferred?
question?
do they still get a referral fee?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If whoever orders the warranty, absolutely. Yep.
And I think, could you just spend like 2 or 3 minutes talking about the seller's coverage? Because I think sometimes people get confused on what that process looks like and how it kicks in and what happens if they don't end up getting a warranty, like the buyers don't get the warranty, like just the ins and out of that, just to kind of clarify, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So every home warranty company, regardless whether it's us or any of the other competitors that are out there, they offer warranty coverage to the seller while the house is on the market. And technically, the seller coverage, I know this sounds kind of backwards, but the seller coverage is actually designed for the buyer. In other words, in a normal market, right? I've got a home warranty on the house. I'm willing to provide it to the buyer when they come on board. Well, obviously, it's a little different story right now in the seller's market. So the bottom line is the seller's coverage is designed to provide some protection for the seller while the house is on the market. And again, in this environment, houses aren't on the market very long, but you may get an offer in 48 hours, but it's another 30 to 45 days before closing, right? And on top of that, with all the number of offers, you might have still people walking through the house because you never know what's going to happen with that offer, right? So the bottom line is that house can have some coverage. And the neat thing with our product is we actually will provide some coverage. If the inspector goes in the house and finds some things that are not operational, the seller can submit that to us for claim. So we limit the benefit. It's $1,000, but I've got story after story after story where, because the agent said, I'm going to provide, and they use it sometimes. Again, what makes you different as a real estate agent? Well, as part of my service, I provide a home warranty to you while the house is on the market, right? And if you can do that and pick up a listing for $75, I've got a Remax broker owner in Augusta who does that on every listing presentation. She just makes it part of her deal. When you list your house with me, this is what you get. And it only cost her $75 at the closing table. And her comment to me was, if I can pick up a listing and it costs me $75 that I only pay for when I get the check, I'll do it all day long, right? So the listing coverage basically provides protection for the seller. And then it's an easy conversation for you as the agent if your buyer does request or want a home warranty. Hey, I've already got one on the house right now with my seller. Simple transaction. We'll roll it over to your buyer if they're okay with it. Let's get on to something else bigger and better, right? So again, keep in mind the seller coverage while you're out there. Use it as a tool. Are we in a competitive market right now in terms of an agent side, is it competitive to try to pick up listings?
Yes.
I would say absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So why not use every single tool, even though it doesn't seem like a big deal, if it makes you different and provides value, that's something you guys want to put into your spiel, right? So any other
Yeah.
questions, Holly? Did I answer your question?
No, yep, that's perfect. I really scratch my head and wonder why this is not part of like the person in Augusta. I just don't understand why this is not a no-brainer for every realtor, especially having it fully branded. And you've got to differentiate, the fact that you have something, again, that everybody has access to do this. And I am shocked at how many are not taking advantage of. They're not going the extra mile. They're not wowing the client. They're not enhancing the client experience because, oh, well, the market, everything sells so fast. I don't need to do anything. That's just the wrong way to look at it. So love that you do that. Thank you so much, Ted, for always being willing to help us with this kind of stuff and the golf tournament and everything else. We appreciate you. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, and I'll leave you guys with just a real quick story. So when I first came on board, and I've been, believe it or not, it'll be 8 years in September that I've been doing this. Seems like yesterday. But I received a phone call from a realtor down in the Lake Oconee area who put our listing warranty, and we offer 2 levels, right? The basic level is free. It costs nothing. So why, and again, why an agent wouldn't put that on a listing is beyond me. But she called me and she said, I listed the house on Friday, as Murphy's Law would have it. Saturday, the water heater went out, and I was able to call my client and let her know that I was going to get her a check toward the purchase of a new water heater because she listed the house with me. And she said her seller was gobsmacked that, oh my gosh, because you listed my house, you're going to get me a check for a water heater that just broke. And so she's used our listing warranty on every transaction that she's done moving forward. And this poor lady only sells about 110 homes a year. So yeah, at an average sales price of about 1.2 million. So she's doing okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, all this stuff is free, guys. I think you can access it through the website,
Yep.
right?
Yes, we can.
And we'll drop ship it right to your house. So the brochures themselves, door hangers, buyer benefit sheets, seller benefit sheets, all that's free to you guys if you need to use it. So
We also have some at the office if
And
you
some at the
ever
office.
decide to stop by.
yeah, whenever I
Yeah.
swing by, every other day.
Yep.
So,
All righty. Thank you,
Thank
Ted.
you.
Thanks, Ted. Yes.
All right. Did anybody have any question on that? Okay, so the other, well, there's 2 things we want. So North Point will be next, and then we have Denise Goff. But so North Point does a tremendous job. They are like the best of the best. I just cannot say enough good things. I'm so glad that Brian is here. Just absolutely think the world of your company and just the way that you provide that high level of service. I mean, North Point checks every box. So they have also offered what's called second opinion pricing, in addition to some pricing brochures, I believe. But we're going to start with here. And Brian's going to kind of tell us what this second opinion pricing is, and we can talk about different strategies on how to utilize this. So thanks for being with us, Brian.
Absolutely.
away.
It's good to see you again, Holly, for sure. It's been,
You too.
so I actually left North Point for about a year, went to a company called Bay Equity, and I realized pretty quickly that was not the best decision. So, but I missed you guys really just too much. So I had to come back.
Well, good. Well, we are thrilled that you're back.
Glad
Yeah,
you're back.
so when it comes to, us here, I mean, the main thing is that we're here to support you guys. What I was saying earlier about, just reaching out to us. So we've got me, Brian Barnard, Lee Blodgett, and Jeff Stratton. So all 3 of us are going to be here, like in and out through the office in Duluth. But yeah, just reach out to any one of us anytime. Like if you have any questions, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if you're if you got a listing and somebody makes an offer and, they've got, something doesn't sound right on their approval, or say you're in the middle of a deal and, the lender is telling you that it's going to be another 2 weeks because of so-and-so reason, but it doesn't sound quite right to you guys. Like you could just call us and just whatever. Hey, like, does this make sense? Really anything that you can think of, stuff that you're having issues with. It doesn't have to be, our loans. Like I said, it could be just, whatever you're dealing with now. But yeah, on top of that, I mean, we've got, so this right here, second opinion pricing. The whole idea behind this is just to have, if you've got a customer, if they're already pre-approved, give them our contact information and we'll see if we can get them a better offer. And I tell this to my friends, family, really, I mean, anybody, if you at least talk to 2 lenders, you're going to save thousands of dollars, just the way the pricing works anyways. Eventually you can get 2 lenders to kind of compete against each other, and, pricing is actually negotiable. So, I mean, it definitely helps them. It's a benefit, and it kind of shows that you care about them saving money. Yeah. And, another benefit to that as well is that, we're beholden to you guys. I mean, if we make a mistake on saying somebody's good to go as far as an approval, I mean, eggs on our face in front of y'all. So we have that added incentive to make sure that, every T is crossed, every I is dotted, that they're good to go. So, just a way to like double check that, your clients are in fact pre-approved and there won't be any issues. But yeah, on top of that, just a segue in this, even this flyer. So if you guys have a listing and you need a flyer worked up, like different loan options, just give us a call and we can work that up. Usually, give us 24 hours and we'll send it out to y'all. But yeah, that's basically it. Just we're here for you guys.
And I think this has a couple of guarantees too, like on earnest money. And then if you
Yep.
can't, are you still offering the $100 gift card if they?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Mhm.
We are, if they insist on it, but honestly, it's $100. The real benefit is them just comparing, lenders. They're going to save thousands just by doing that. Even if it's
Yeah.
not with us, just have them talk to at least 2 people.
Yeah. And I
the
think,
yeah.
go ahead.
And the benefit to you guys is like just making sure that they are good to go. I mean, lenders, we're all human. I mean, we can make a mistake. It's just a way of like putting some extra eyes on somebody's approval that they're not going to have any issues with underwriting. So it's just a double check. So,
Perfect. And I think also, if I have a listing, what's the harm in putting these brochures out in your listing? Buyers are going to be walking through the house. Maybe they're not totally set on what they want to do. Or maybe the agent that's working with that buyer is like, shoot, they said they're working with Quicken Loans. It's not a local lender. Maybe they're new and they don't really know. And that's why it's so important to have pieces of all the things that you can offer displayed in as many places as possible. So my buyer packet's going to already have this in it. If I have a listing, I'm going to put this out there. Like we hide so much of what we have access to. It's kind of crazy. But these are little marketing tips. So, if I'm farming a neighborhood, my messaging can be all around the things that I offer, the listing warranty, the second price opinion, to make sure that offers are, the offers that is accepted is someone that can actually get to the closing table. 99% of homes that don't close is because of financing. Maybe right now we're adding a little bit of problem to ourselves because we're shortening due diligence, and there's lots of back on the market properties. If you go into FMLS every morning and look at how many homes came back on the market, you got to start asking yourself, why are agents having to sell homes more than once? I'm going to market that to my clients that I'm only selling your house once because we're going to do it right. So there's just lots of great tools. And
yeah,
again,
and that actually, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
And
no.
do you mind if so that makes me think of something too. So if you've got some like buyers, that are, I mean, it's definitely a seller's market out there, but what we do is we do a like a pre-approval. We'll put your file, just drawing a blank of what it's actually called, but we'll put the borrower's file through actual underwriting. So it's like a full approval that an underwriter looks at. It's conditionally approved on them finding a property. So it's not like a cash buyer, but it's pretty close. It's a way to get, ahead of, some of the other offers out there that, hey, we've already have our loan through underwriting and it's good to go. Like we'll close in, 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, that's a great point. And are you experiencing with any of your mortgages right now, Brian, where they are waiving appraisals because they can do desktop or no?
Yes, it's the craziest thing in the world. Yeah.
So I have been hearing some of that. So if you're already approved, my buyer's already approved with North Point, we have our eye on this house over in Decula. It's listed. Can they not like call you and say, hey, it's listed at this price. Is there a way you can kind of check to see, can I
Mhm.
kind of waive the appraisal or not be too worried about an appraisal? Or how does that
Yep.
process work? They just
So
call
if
you?
they've already, yeah, if they've already got a file with us, especially again, back to the underwriting part, if they've already have it in underwriting too. So all lenders do this. They'll run a file through desktop underwriter or
Mhm.
loan prospector. So DU, LP, you hear those acronyms come up, but it'll take the specific property. And if it's got enough information in their system, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, to support the purchase price, then they'll give the waiver. So yeah, that's a big thing, a way to like just make them feel better that it's going to actually appraise, or we don't have to get an appraisal really if that's what they want. So
And how cool is that? I mean, again, this goes into your buyer strategy and can also be infused into the listing strategy. Great question for listing agents to be asking, buyers that are coming in. Are you already underwritten? Have you checked this out? Or if they say there's just a lot with that knowledge right there. There's a lot of things that can go into play for buyers and sellers. So just another thing that I oftentimes forget about that until somebody's like, oh, they didn't even have to do an appraisal. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. So, but I don't think it's always like that, right? So isn't it important to kind of check with you to make sure, or is that something that's always an option?
can you hear me?
Yes.
I let my screen rest too long apparently.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually always an option, but it's
Okay.
more of a relevant option now.
okay.
So yeah, that's been around for years, but it's just it makes more sense now in this competitive market. So
Perfect.
yeah. Mhm.
Well, thank you so much. And of course, thank you for always your support at the golf tournament. I'm buttering everybody up because I'm getting ready to get everybody to register. So. But I know
Well,
North Point's not going to let us down after 18
yeah, we have fun doing it. That's for sure.
All right. So thank you so much for that. And again, reach out to Brian, reach out to any of the folks at North Point. They're just a tremendous resource. And I will tell you, when I created my team, when I was selling, I had my closing attorney, I had my lender, I had my home warranty already figured out. It was a team effort. It was a team unit that we were unified. So make sure you have these partnerships in place. And that's why we work so hard getting the best of the best so that you have all these people right at your fingertips. You don't do this alone. You are part of a huge team. And of course, the support at the office is another surrounding support system. So thank you so much for that, Brian. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're going to hop now just over to Elite Services for a minute because Denise is there. And we'd like to have her talk about a huge piece that is designed to have you doing the dollar producing activities and getting in front of people, which is how you're going to sustain a profitable business over time. Real estate is extremely task driven, but a lot of the tasks are not where you're earning.
Yeah, they're boring. Yeah.
They're boring.
They're boring, they're repetitive, and they're things that are taking you off your lead generation, lead conversion game. This is a huge piece of client care, and there is not a coach out there that is not recommending get a transaction coordinator day one. People are like, well, I need to know what to do. I need to know the process. You can follow along and be carbon copied on everything that transaction coordinator does that you don't need to be doing. You need to be generating leads, going on appointments, going and seeing your past clients, getting out face to face, being the rainmaker. That's why these positions are huge. Your value is not in creating a flyer. And you've got to, people do that stuff because that's comfortable, because they haven't mastered getting out and talking real estate yet. But you never will if you keep focusing on the day-to-day tasks that are going to keep you from ever doing more than 1 to 2 deals a month, which is just, there's just no reason for it. So we offer great services that I cannot, and I'm guilty. I started on a team and I was the transaction coordinator. So it was in my wheelhouse. So when I started selling real estate, I'm like, I got this stuff. Like this is a no-brainer for me. So I'm not going to give it away. we didn't really have transaction coordination so much back then as we do now, where it's just a no-brainer. But I will tell you, in my 11 years of actively selling, the last 4 to 5, I realized how important it was, and I probably would have done a lot more business if I had adopted it earlier on. So they can tell you all the things they're doing, and you're still involved in the transaction. A lot of people are like, no, I've got to be involved. You're still involved. You're involved when it actually matters, when there's actually, and I don't mean to like, that sounded bad for Denise, but I don't mean like that, but what I'm saying is, like, you're taking, like, your brain can only process so much. And if you're taken off of one game to get into another, something's suffering. So that's why these positions can be so important. So Denise, I'm going to turn it over to you. And if you can explain transaction, the movers and the different options that we have, this is just an absolute gold mine for your business. So thank you, Denise. And I can't see you on the screen, so.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, you could,
You
yeah.
want to sit here and I'll move there? That way they can see you.
You want me to sit? Yay.
Or you could stand, whatever.
Or stand.
We can't get that
At
other
least stand, I
camera. I
can
know.
hide everything
Stand
that
on one
way.
leg and jump up and down.
Stand up on that one.
Hi there.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm good. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not an instructor, so bear with me. In my 37+ year career as a realtor, yay,
Yeah.
I hated paperwork. Absolutely hated it. And it was the very last thing I would do at the end of the day or the week or the month or the whatever I could get away with. I love it now because I don't have all the other stuff to do. I'm not climbing stairs and walking in basements and traipsing through the woods with boots on and stuff like that. So I like this because it's what I do primarily. If you'll go to the to add files on the search forms and enter transaction, it'll pull up the checklist, and they're generalizations. And what I mean by that is I could not possibly begin to list every single solitary thing that I do for you in this process. But these are the basics, making sure that everybody gets copies of documents, making sure everybody's on the same page, that closing gets coordinated. I schedule the closings, make sure the sellers are aware when inspections are going to be done, when those kinds of things. Some things you will still do. I try not to deal directly with the client. And that's because I don't want them, one, to find out that I'm a realtor and they start calling me for their questions instead of you, because they're your client. And even though we all know the rules and the regulations and the laws and the how-tos, you might tell them something a little different than I would based on your knowledge and your experience and based on what you know about that particular client. However, I will talk to them if they call me. I don't tell them to go away. I'm not interested. But at the same time, your primary job is dealing with them. My primary job is giving you the time to do it. If you need an amendment written, you're out in the field, you don't have your computer with you, you don't have paperwork with you, whatever the scenario is, reach out to me. I can write up the amendment because I am a licensed real estate salesperson in Georgia. The average transaction coordinator can't write amendments, can't send documents necessarily for signing. So that's one advantage to using this program. If you just want me to work just the listing end of things, which is really rare, it's $100. And what that involves is just introducing us, our team, to your client, making sure that if you want postcards sent, they're ordered, the mailing lists are done. And that's pretty much it just on the listing side. That's $100, and that's not on your screen.
No.
But 99.9999% of my job is taking it from contract to closing or listing to closing. So if it's a listing and I'm already working it as in the listing part of it and it goes under contract, then I'm going to take it all the way to the closing table. If you do your own listings, or if it's a buyer controlled sale, then I take it from the time it goes to contract to the closing table. The first option, where it's everything from start to finish, is $350 at closing. And just like you, if it doesn't close, I don't get paid. Unless you want to pay.
Yeah.
But I don't get paid. So if you don't get paid, I don't get paid. So we work as a team to hopefully make everything go through, because I want to get paid just like you want to get paid. We spend a lot of time getting these things to the closing table, and we hate when they fall apart. The other option, if I just take it from contract to closing, it's a buyer controlled sale, or you've handled the listing in and I've had nothing to do with that, then it's $250. So your worst case scenario is $350. Some of the things on that checklist, if you don't want them done, I won't do them. We can specialize that a little bit to your specifications. Several of the transaction people that I'm helping right now have very specific things they want done and how they want them done, which is fine as long as we're all on the same page. So having said that, if you'll go into the app files, look at those forms, it'll tell you exactly what we do. If you want me to email it to you, just send me a text. My number is 770-256-5654. If you just want to reach out to me, talk to me a little bit more about what's done, how it's done, when it's done, I'll be glad to talk to you about that as well.
Denise has some handouts that I can send you, Amy, since you're online, because we have handouts for people in the class today too. So,
And Denise sent me her.
Thank you.
Over, so I can
Okay.
email them to whoever. Just
Right,
shoot me an email
right.
or
Yeah.
shoot me a text, and I'll be glad to send them over to Todd so Denise
Yeah.
doesn't get bombarded.
One thing I would remind you too, is this is not a cut and dry. This isn't, I only do this and I won't do anything else, or I only want you to do this and not that. It's a team effort. We are constantly revamping my duties, for lack of a better word. I have 2 or 3 of my transaction people that are using my services now that have me doing extra things as well. But then we talked about that, and there's a little bit of an extra fee involved in that. But mostly everything that is on these checklists is really all you need to do. There's not a whole lot left to do as far as paperwork is concerned. I've pretty much got it covered. But if there is something that you want done that's not on here, I'm willing to be flexible in doing it.
I think the best thing, like, as I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm going to start selling again. Like if I was going to start selling again, I think I want, don't worry. I have gone back and forth over that line. So don't sell, don't, I mean, I'm like a psycho.
It's
I'm
a
not
great
I'm not
career.
selling.
It's a
I'm not
great
selling.
career.
It's a great career. That's why I'm still involved in it, but in a different capacity, the way you are. It's fascinating. It's awesome. I love seeing people have no limit to their earnings, which is so exciting. There's not many careers you can do that. But what I would do is I would call Denise and I would set up a time to go through everything ahead of time. That way you don't get your first deal and you're like, oh my God, Denise, I need to hire you, but I don't even. So go take Denise to lunch and sit down and go through it. So you, what?
I said, I don't have time for
oh,
lunch.
we all have time for lunch.
I'm just
All right,
kidding.
how about a
kidding.
happy hour?
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's even better.
Well, that's what I'd be taking you to. But so go through and say, okay, these are the things I want. Do a quick Zoom session so that you understand the process before you're in the middle of it. And then being like, oh my God, I need this. So you don't want to be in a rush. You want to be prepared. You want to already know what the roadmap's going to look like, what's going to be taken off your plate. This also, going through the checklist also is a great learning experience if you're new to what is going to happen. You know, I have been promoting have a vital activities checklist for buyers and sellers since we started Momentum 7, 8, 9 years ago. But a lot of people don't do that until they get the business and then they're like winging it. And that's a disaster. So we need the prep time. So definitely get prepared, already know what your system's going to look like. All you're going to have to do is check a box. And we're going to show you, we're going to end with the form that's going to control all the services that we're talking about today, because we tried to make it as easy as possible so you don't have to send a bunch of emails when you want to initiate one of our services. You know, I don't know if, I know a lot of offices, I have a lot of friends in a lot of different companies. I don't know anywhere where it's just so easy to get stuff done for you. Like, you know, it really is as easy as checking a box. So we will end on that today, but thank you for sharing that. This is a huge service, and having someone, I will tell you, these prices are fantastic. I know transaction coordinators in the industry. This is a excellent value for what you are getting, and to have someone that has this many years of experience is just unprecedented. I mean, this is truly a treat. So Denise, we really thank you for everything that you do. I hear such great things about your service, and I think it's a huge benefit that we have it right here in house. So thank you, because I'm sure it's hard to keep it all together.
Can I add one thing too?
Yes.
On the form, it says that I'm available 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. I don't know how many real estate agents work 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, and don't work any other time. But that's not cut and dried either. If I'm available and I can do it, it doesn't matter when it is, 7 days a week. So even when I'm on vacation, I work. So I usually get up earlier in the morning and do stuff and then do it late at night. But you're not 9 to 5, I'm not 9 to 5. So
And
if
that's
there's
all.
something that comes up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night and you need help and I'm near my computer or can do it, I'm glad to do it. That's just part of what I do. Because you might not need anything from me until the last minute in the day. I've been known to be doing amendments to address concerns at 11:45 at night because the deadline's 11:59. But we try not to do that very often. So anyway, but just know that I'm flexible with my schedule and flexible with the duties that you want done. And if I get too busy and don't have enough time, I'm looking at people now that are willing to step in and help me well, that are also licensed real estate agents. So that would be a big plus.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that feature of being a realtor, which is we don't know when we're going to work. And I'm glad that you brought that over to transaction movers. So thank you.
Glad to do
Because
it.
not everybody does that either. So that's another great advantage. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any questions on this? It's found under Elite Services if you want to look at the list, but we'll also show you how to access that in app files. And when we get to the form that can initiate this, we'll kind of end there. So
Can I ask what Denise's last name is?
Goff, Goff.
Thank you.
Frank.
Okay, so if we can go back into agent services and go back into center services, there's a couple other things we want to highlight. We're not going to go through every single thing today, but please spend time in each of these areas and kind of put a check mark on, okay, need to know more. I definitely want to implement that in my service. That's going to be part of my listing services that I offer. So in here, we have Move Concierge. So we'll go ahead and just kind of start here. It's new. Lori and Denise can kind of tag a little bit about this. We will have an updated class on Move Concierge in September after the new dashboard is enhanced, which is going to add some ancillary services for post-closing. So I'm really excited about that. So that's going to be fantastic. That if you guys want to talk a little bit more about Move Easy, and just a side note, this can be used in farming. This can be used for buyers, sellers, past clients. It's not just people that are in the move that can take advantage of Move Easy. So, okay.
Okay. I wanted to really quickly, and I didn't get this set up. I wanted to show a quick little, I just like it when the company themselves actually does a quick demo.
Yep.
Hang on. And it's like a minute to give you a sum up, just a summation of it.
Yeah, and that's a good video. So that's a great.
Because I don't want to log into the dashboard. I should have had it. I apologize.
Is that where it is?
Well, if we could get it to play. Let me go back. There it is. There we go. Wait. You guys
Yeah,
can't hear it.
Sam.
Hold on.
Technology.
Technology, hold on. I have to,
If you go
Reshare
to
the
more,
screen
yeah, if you
bit.
go to more and then hit share video, I mean, share sound. I think it's under more.
Which one more up there? Share sound.
I did. I had to share the sound, but I can't get over.
Gotta get over there. Just go. With the mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, go this way and then around. Sometimes the mouse gets confused as to where it is.
Oh, I hate trying to switch it from computer screen.
Yeah. I mean, I know how to, I promise I know how to do this. It's just not allowing me. Ah,
Oh, there you go. Ah,
That's the hardest part in that room is getting the mouse to switch screens.
I was like, I don't want to leave the screen, but I have no. Hold on, it was just there.
sometimes you have to fit.
Did you see it?
Yes.
I can't get there. No. Can we make this a blooper reel? Like-
You were there again.
No, I wasn't. Oh,
Slow the opposite way.
do you want to do it? Do you want to try?
I can try.
Check to see if your light's on. Battery's not dead, is it?
No, it's moving. I can. You see what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not having much.
All right. Okay. Well.
The mouse is the hardest thing.
Well, this thing. Okay. So what? I really liked this video about how they summed it up. But basically, what it is you have to kind of keep in mind that this is a free service that you can offer to all of your clients because moving is stressful. I mean, how would you like to have just one place that you could send your clients to be able to, let me stop sharing because it's not, I can't even get the screen to work. How would you like to have one place that you can send your clients where they can change their address, they can set up their utilities, they can change utilities, internet service providers at a discounted rate. This Move Easy Concierge is a free service to you all that you get to actually offer your sellers and your buyers. And I mean, you get your own dashboard where it sends out, where you get to send out an email to them and they're there before the move, after the move, well, before, during, and after the move is what this service does for you. And I think that, since we're talking about client care today, that, if you put something like this into action, and like Holly said, this is something you could market about yourself and tell a story. You can tell a story if you're farming a neighborhood, you could tell a story on social media. Hey, did you know that if you work with me, I've got a concierge, a personal concierge for you. That'll be your concierge for life because you can actually have this for your lifetime. Like they can use this for different things. You can upload vendors, your own personal vendors into here. If you did America's Preferred Home Warranty, you can load them as one of your vendors into the dashboard. So your people will have a list of all your vendors that you recommend during the whole entire process that they have access to, so they don't have to keep track of cards or a brochure or anything like that. I mean, it's actually really pretty powerful.
And it's cool because it's even voice activated on Alexa. So you could be sitting there and go, Alexa, contact my lender. Well, if you've loaded the lender that they're using, they can always have, look, I'm thinking of refinancing. Alexa, contact my lender. So it loads all that in there. So it's really cool for the people that are, even techier, like with that kind of stuff. But it's got, I need a mover, I need contractors, anything that's involved in the transaction. And there's usually 27 different ancillary arms. This is a great way to counteract like Berkshire Hathaway. The whole reason that their name is Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, the reason they did that is because they know the importance of being a home service expert after the sale. Because there's about 27 things that your clients will want to find and need and call and get quotes on when they buy a home. I moved here, I had to go, where's the driver's license plates? Oh my God, I need new car insurance. Oh my God, I got to get homeowners insurance. We got a landscaper now coming out, to do this. Oh, we got to get termite inspection. That's just before I even need to have the house pressure washed or any of the other things. So when you're a home services expert, that's how you can stay in front of your clients when they are not just doing a transaction, which is the goal, because that's how you get referrals. Because you're there every step of the way and you are demonstrating your value to them. So pretty powerful. You can go, if you need the link to invite you into your dashboard, just let us know and we can get that link sent to you so that you can go in. All you have to do is send the link to your clients and you can offer this to anybody. Maybe they just need contractors. Maybe they're not even in a sale. So a great way to do it. I'm infusing a lot of what we're going to talk about today into my farming strategy. So the next farming class will be updated with how you can transparently showcase your services and really get people, you kind of become a value magnet. And that's what all this is designed to do, to help you be a value magnet to your clients. Love Move Easy. Just a great free service for you guys. So any questions on Move Easy? Okay.
Okay, I'm back up and running on this. There we go.
Okay, did you want to go ahead and show that video? Can you get to it or no?
Well, I didn't share the sound, so I don't want to go through.
Okie doke. All right, well,
yeah.
I'll go ahead. Why don't we just post the video, that demo video in centermember.com.
Okay.
And just as a reminder. All right, so that's the Move Easy concierge. Let's go back to agent services. And center services. The next thing we're going to talk about is, okay, so we had the home warranty, we had all the other stuff. Now what I want to talk about is the Client for Life program. And we're going to jump to this because we're not going to hit every tile today. I do want you to spend time going through every tile. But the Client for Life service isn't, sorry, it is an elite service, but this is going to take the heavy lifting off of how you're going to stay connected with value pieces to your buyers and sellers after the sale.
Hang on.
This is a portion, I guess it's under, maybe it's under center services.
Well, products, you could probably find it.
Let me find it under all products.
Well, we could stop on the buyer and seller books if you want first.
I can't find it.
You need to just go to the next page.
Serious.
You're not getting it because your page is too big. See, right? So. Just a little bit there.
So I teach a program called the Top 100 System. And basically it's how you can stay connected and provide value after the sale or before the sale. If it's people that haven't done business with you yet, your A, B's, and C's, this would be your A and A+ clients. The Client for Life is designed to go to people that have done a sale with you. So your sellers or your buyers. And it's a way for us to send them items of value for 5 years. So now you have these touch points for 5 years that you don't have to worry about. Now, I wouldn't set it and forget it and just do these items because there's in the Top 100 system, we're looking for anywhere from 27 to 33 different touches per year through your client database. So you have to understand how to kind of systemize those 27 to 33 touches That's what I teach in my top 100 system. That'll be in September or October, or if you need just a private session on setting up your client care system, reach out and we can do a one-on-one Zoom. But that is critical. I don't know where, did we find the Client for Life?
That-
We're having some technical difficulties.
We're having some issues. I don't know what the deal is.
Can I share my screen or, oh no, we've had that problem already.
Hang on. I can't even, I'm,
Why
We-
don't, Holly, can you share your screen maybe?
Let me see who can see it. Hold on. Can y'all see that?
well, we can see it, but I've got
We
to,
can see it. Can they see it?
No.
Yes.
They're still.
Oh, they can all see it.
Brian, Amy, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to
Yep.
agent services. Thank you.
Just might want to make it a little smaller.
I can't. Hold on.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, but like this, I'm trying to put this over here. This is this, I don't know what is going on. We for real.
I'm just going through all products because I did not see it. Here we go. Here's seller client for life, which is $50, and that's going to be touches that for 5 years. And then your buyer client for life is $100. So think about, remember I said after the closing, you're putting deposits into the savings account of your clients. They will pay you back in the form of referrals. So you're making deposits. $50 over 5 years, coupled in with all the other touches that I teach, is so ridiculously low when your lifetime return on investment over the lifetime of the relationship should be around $117,000. And typically that's going to come, like I said, in either repeat business. Most of that will come in the form of referral, but only if you become a massive giver. So we want to kind of take some of the heavy lifting off so that you don't have to try to remember these points. And then I teach you how to develop a task plan that will help you with the other touches that complement this. So when a buyer closes, there's a little place that we'll show you on the form where you check the box. We take out the $100 from your commission, so it's already done. And then if you click on buyer for life, what you'll see is the touches that are included. So this is a 5-year program of 27 mailings that are branded to you. So they're fully branded to you. So it's not like a generic thing that's going to come just from like Remax Center. And you're going to get thank you postcard, the peel and stick return address labels so that they can already have those when they're changing mail and doing all that stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've written my new address now and I'm like, I wish I had been someone's client for life on the buy side, so I don't have to keep writing my address because I don't have address labels. $25 Home Depot card 3 months after closing. What did I say? 27 different things that they're going to need. So you're already getting $25 of the $100 is a gift card that's going to them 3 months after, so that now they see, oh, Holly does care about me after she got her commission check. See, when agents stop communicating with their clients, they think that you only cared about them because you were getting paid. Then the minute you got paid, you're off to the next person and you forgot about that person. And it's kind of rude because we earn a lot of income and our job should be caring about their home ownership experience. How is their homeowner? So typically, and actually, someone did give me a gift card when I moved here, and I'm right here at 3 months. I'm going to go pull out that Home Depot gift card that someone gave me because we need some stuff around the house. So it's going to come in handy. So when you give everybody everything at once, a lot of times it gets lost in the shuffle. They forget about it, and then they never use it, or they forget about you if you don't stay in touch. So now they're going to get the thank you card. They're going to get the address labels. 3 months later, they're going to get a Home Depot card. They're going to get home anniversary notes. So every year on the home anniversary of when they purchase that home, they're going to get a note. Wow, it's been a year that you've been in your home. Wow, it's been 2 years that you've been in your home. Now, you can't just set this and forget it, because it takes more than just sending stuff in the mail. You've got to keep the lines of communication. We certainly would hate to send something on year 3 and they hadn't talked to you and someone else had already bought that house. They moved out and they're long gone. And now the new person's getting, hey, happy 4th anniversary, and they're long gone. We don't want that to happen. So you can't just set this and forget it. But my goodness, it takes all of this stuff off. And now you just need to follow up, because you're going to be notified, hey, we just sent this. So now you follow up with a phone call, right? You do your 1 year, your 2 year, your 3 year. You go and have that portfolio update strategy session every year in the month that they purchase that home. Face to face, voice to voice. It's showing that you care. They get 2 postcards and 2 magazines every year from you for 5 years. So all this is done, and you can absolutely look at the samples by going and just clicking the link. Best $100 you'll ever spend. Denise, what's our engagement in this? Do we get a lot of people engaging with this on the buy side?
As far as using it,
Yeah, how many people? A lot of people using this?
yeah, I think probably I have about 20 agents that are using it consistently on every closing. We have a few that, jump in and jump out, but I would say their response has been very well. I get a lot of feedback where the agent says, oh my God, my client got their $25 gift card and they were so happy. And the thing I wanted to add just to your explanation is you just check it on the form, which we'll go over, I guess, in a little bit. But you just check that on the form, and you really do forget it. You get to forget about sending out the cards, making sure the magazines go out, making sure we handle that here all on this end at the office. We make sure the anniversary cards get out. If you would like to have your card included in your business card included in the card, and you'd like to even sign the card yourself, I have a few agents that like to do that. Just stop by my desk and I'll pull a few out of each of them for you to do that. And then also give me your business cards, and I'll make sure they get in every time we send the anniversary card out to your client. So, and we do update your app file so that you'll know when that card goes out, so that maybe just a few days later you could follow up with a phone call or that type of thing.
Love it. So here are samples of what goes out. And it's awesome. I love it. They get these postcards, Today's Living magazine. I mean, this stuff is so nice, and what a reasonable price that we do. So yeah, we'll go through the form and show you how you can check the box at the end as a recap of the things that we're going over. So this is another great one. Any questions on this side? Again, we have one for the buy side and one for the listing side. The listing side, they don't get, what don't they get? The postcard?
So representing the seller, then they will just get the 21 mail outs over the next 5 years to their new address. So always make sure you provide that new address to me. If they're on the buying side, then they get those 21 touches plus a yearly anniversary card plus the 3-month Home Depot card.
Perfect. So another great way to, again, enhance the client experience. Many of you know about our the social media that we do. That's going to be on the form that we'll go over. So we're not going to go over on that on here. I do want to remind everybody about the buyer and seller books. Those are fantastic resources to have, and they are $5. I absolutely 100% would utilize these books. They are very professional looking. Click here for the sample. If you want to change the look and the feel, I believe there's a $20 setup fee. Very reasonable, but you can go through and look at the samples here. And this is just a no-brainer. Again, when you give people things, it creates loyalty. It creates an unspoken reciprocity, the law of reciprocity. So if I was just going to have an appointment, if I knew I was going to have an appointment, I may mail this ahead of time, and I would actually mail it. I'd have these printed. I'd have 20 of each at all times ready to go for when I had a face-to-face appointment. My goal would be, I want to go on 50 appointments in 2022. Sit down appointments where that's where you have the most influence over anybody. Now, some people would say 50 appointments, that's nothing. Some people like go on 3 appointments a week. So we all have different levels, different aspirations. So you have to have a goal, and then you have to be prepared. So I would get 25 buyer books, 25 seller books, or 30 and 20, whatever my goal is. And my goal would be to get rid of those books by the end of the year. And I'd keep them right on my desk in front of my face so that I was determined. I'm not going to mail them to strangers. People have to earn these books, and they earn them by making appointments. And that would be part of my goal. I tell the story all the time. I bought 6 signs when I first got into real estate. I kept them in the garage. So every time I pulled in the garage, my goal was to get rid of the signs. My mistake was that I shared that goal with my husband. And every time he pulled in the garage, he's like, how come I still see signs? So I had that accountability built in, but sometimes that's not a bad thing, right? So determine how many appointments you want to go on and then make it happen. If you need ways to make it happen, please reach out and we'll figure out your ways to make it happen. That's what Lori's helping you do, is get these appointments. Nothing happens without appointments, but you want to be prepared, you want to be professional, and you want to create loyalty by giving people things of value. These books are fantastic, and you can thumb through. You've decided to sell your home, what to expect from me, about my brokerage, RE/MAX versus the industry. We'll be updating this. We now have 2021. So we have these stats that are just so powerful. If you're embedded with Children's Miracle Network, which many of our associates are, you know, we have the golf tournament coming up. We raise over $30,000 a year for Children's Miracle Network. We can customize it. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. 7 reasons to work with a realtor, right? So this is jam-packed with information. The selling process. Shoot, I have some people that just buy 1 of each because they're like, oh my God, like I love all this material. I can be making little brochures of this. I can be doing postings on my Facebook from pieces of information in here. The pricing, our 7-step pricing strategy, which is trademarked to RE/MAX. Nobody else has the access to utilize and market the 7-step pricing strategy. Even if you don't fully understand the 7-step pricing strategy yet, I would market with it, because when people see trademarked, that carries weight with it. People think, oh, there's value in that. Oh, it's something specific to them. Oh, it must be good. It must be important. That's why RE/MAX invested so much into the Momentum program, so that we could be above everyone else with our skill set and our ability to market our skills. It's all about the marketing. Here's the high quality exposure plan. It's first you got to price it, then you have to expose it. That's what makes you great, right? It's all in those 2 things. So this talks about all the things that you're going to do to get the home sold, right? So your exposure plan. And then it talks about my role and your role. What can you expect from me? What can I expect from you? It's all about the experience in here, how handling multiple offers, due diligence, negotiate repairs, the appraisal process, and then about RE/MAX closing costs, RE/MAX Center, terms you should know. I love this. I mean, I want to buy one. I'm not even buying or selling. Moving checklist. This stuff is just great, and it's right here. I don't know how often this is being utilized. You know, Denise and the gals there do all the printing and do all the ordering. But my goodness, I would be figuring out my strategy for now and for next year. We're already at the 3rd quarter. It's getting ready to fly by. So start your planning, and I hope that you'll include the buyer and seller books. And I think I was supposed to let Janice talk about that. And you guys have to tell me to be quiet.
I just want to add on that buyer and seller booklet. I do the editing of that. So you are able to input your own information, your own bio, your own picture. On the buyer guide, you can input your mortgage people in there, so we can customize a little bit there. It is a $20 setup fee. They are $5 a book. There's a $10 minimum, and it takes 7 days to get it back from the printer.
I love it. It's just so awesome. It's just so great. All right, well, we're going to wrap up. So remember, please come in, and we're going to pull up the form now where you can find all this. but please come in and spend time on centermember.com. Each tile, each service will have a description of what it is. And we're here to explain, we're here to help you implement, we're here to help you drill down on your service commitments. So how do we do all this? I want this, I want that. Well, we're gonna hop in. What's the best way, gals, through app files or through the forms on here?
I would say.
Okay, so I can get to app files from Center Member. So all I have to do is come in here, go to helpful links. The other great advantage I do want to just say about working with Denise is she knows app files. And you guys are, it's kind of all done in here, which is fantastic.
Like this, watch.
So we're going to come into, not upload that, we're going to come into
Watch what happens.
print blank forms.
I can't.
And we're going to look for, is it the sales agreement?
It is.
Okay, so there's two forms. When you have a listing, there's some options for you to fill out. But now I have a contract. So I need to get my sales agreement input form. So here we have it. And what we're going to see, let me move everybody over here. Okay, so if you guys want to take over and just kind of go through, I'll just kind of use the mouse here at the top and you can talk about the areas up here. I don't know if Denise or Laura, you want to take this part?
I can take it, it's fine. So the top portion, you would just, again, fill in your name, the property address, the sales price, pretty self-explanatory there. Then we get to your commission. So this is where you could have what we call check the box, or let us know that you would like to have those things taken out of your commission. So if you have a referral, please make sure that we have the W-9. It does remind you right across from where Holly is right now. It shows you that you need to attach the W-9 of the person you're paying. If you would like to pay your office invoice, you can easily tell us that there. Transaction movers, that was Denise Guff. So if you're using her, just kind of let us know that which plan you were using. And then client for life, again, 50 for your seller and 100 for your buyer. The thing I did want to emphasize is some people are representing both, like they're selling their house and helping them buy a new house, and they want to put that person on the client for life. You would only pay the $100. We would just set your buyer up on that. And then the Children's Miracle Network, if you would like to contribute there, this is where you would let us know that. And then please keep in mind, $25 or more, your client is sent the honor card. So they get a little thank you card and lets them know that they have contributed on your behalf from the close of your home to this great organization. So again, just on the other side, there is just the referral details. That's where you'll let us know who the agent is that maybe you would want to pay out of this transaction. I do want to say, because Amy is on the call and she is part of the team, we do have a team sales input form, which is exactly the same. It just has an extra column where you would maybe split out your commission for your team members. The earnest money held, who's going to hold the earnest money, the loan type, you could specify that, how you want your listing to be reflected in Georgia MLS, and then the source of lead. And this could be really important for you. If you tell us where you got this lead from, just check it off there. We can run a report for you at the end of the year when maybe you're doing your business planning, and we can show you where most of your business came from, so you can set up how your business will run the next year, or where you know, because knowledge is power. So the more knowledge you know about your business, this could really help you right there. Then we go into the next section right here, which is just the optional services. This would be under those elite services that we talked about on the center member page. Request a review. If you check this and you've never used it before, you will get an introductory email from Virginia, Shelley, or Tina, and it'll just explain what platforms you need to have set up. Google, Facebook, where that review is going to go is really what that says, but it's a whole email introduction that you will get. Then you'll just need to respond to that email with which platform you are going to use for your reviews. And then they will go ahead and set the link up. And then that link will be sent to your client at the under contract stage. and then it just moves from there. But the most important part of this whole process is if you check it there, then look for that introductory email that explains some setup that needs to be done on your part before we can handle those reviews for you. The Move Easy Concierge, which we already talked about, we will need their email, which is not sometimes on the purchase and sale agreement, to set them up on the concierge. So what that would mean is we would just go ahead into your dashboard and we would put that client in for you with their email, and then they would start getting the reminders or the helpful hints that they may need in the buying or selling process. Pay at close, pretty straightforward. You can get paid at the closing table. So there is just a form that would need to be completed. There's just like 3 lines that you complete, and then the office completes and verifies that your commissions are all correct. And then we have all your paperwork on file so that you can move forward and be paid at the closing table. But we will need the email contact for the representative at the attorney's office that you would want that information to go to. Second opinion, we already talked a little bit about that with Brian. And if you're working with somebody with North Point, whether it be Jeff or Lee or Brian, you could just write their information in there and the office will make sure that that gets handled. America's Home Warranty, that was Ted a little bit earlier. And so we can order the warranty for you. So whether it's on the selling side, if you're doing a listing, we have this option also, or if you're at the contract stage and you need a warranty ordered, you would just check which one you would like for your client to have, and I'll go ahead and order it through the website, and then I send the invoice and the warranty to yourself as well, store in the app file. So it's always there for you to forward on to the attorney or wherever you need to send it on to. It's in both places for you.
Can
And
I stop
then-
you right there?
Sure.
Is the listing input form, is that where we have the seller's warranty coverage, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just on the listing input form, make sure you look for that. And we'll pull that one up too, right, when we finish this one. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then under contract postcards, we do have a few templates that we've used in the past, but really I love Megaphone. So when somebody checks this, I do follow up with them with a phone call or an email and ask them to just kind of, let's spend a few minutes going through Megaphone and seeing which template they like. That's all you have to do is just choose a template for me, or say, you know what, Denise, I trust you, just do it. Because I'm able to impersonate you in Megaphone, which I love, so I can easily take care of a postcard. And why I like them so much is they're set up with all the marketing rules that we have in place with being with RE/MAX, as far as the colors, what needs to be on them, your name, the address, all that. So they're all standardized. They have a ton of templates in there, and they're very easy to use. So again, I or any of the staff members can impersonate you in Megaphone. I'm the one that mostly does all the marketing here. So if you just click that, then you've never used me before, then I'll probably just be reaching out to you with a phone call and saying, you know, is there a particular template you like, or do you just want me to use my let me choose for you. The other thing with that, as I want to just bring real quick, is when you do put a new listing in, know that you get that automation from the RE/MAX. And I know that's kind of out, not on our form, but you will get some projects sent to you. So there's some things that are already made for you. So if you like that postcard, you can just go through the process and order it right from there. Or you can shoot me an email and say, hey, in my listing package that I got today, I like this postcard. Could you go ahead and take care of it for me?
Perfect. And then at the bottom.
It made it pretty easy there.
Yeah, so make sure you're always checking your promotions file or your inbox 24, 48 hours after your listing, because all those materials should be sent to you automatically from Megaphone. So the content's already there, a flyer, a postcard, your URL for the landing page, all of that. An ad goes out on social for you for 7 days at no charge to you, directing back to your Bouge website. So it's important that your websites are set up so that you get notifications for leads. If that has not been done, please reach out to us so we can make sure we're trying to get everybody's website up and running, even behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about it, but you need to know where to go to find if you get leads that are coming from your free 7 days that you're getting through Megaphone. At the bottom, the little numbers 1 through 5 just correspond with whatever above has a number next to it. So you'll see if it says, where was that one?
There's 3 at pay.
Yeah, like your pay at closing is number 3, warranty is number 5, the second opinion's number 4. Those are all correlate to the bottom here with the explanation. And then I'll pull up the listing. We'll be doing a lot more training on Megaphone and Booge now that we have full impersonation abilities. So we'll be talking about all of that and doing a lot more classes on that. But of course, we can meet with you at any time. What's the listing form
It's
called?
under,
Listing input.
the next one, there you go.
So again, the listing input form optional. These are additional listing services. So add documents into FMLS and MLS, upload any of these documents in. Supra, we can do Supra, get a financing flyer from North Point, the America's Preferred Warranty, the overexposed request, put an open house up there, and then the just listed postcards. So anything that you need to do to enhance that experience from listing to close, post-closing, we want to provide. And there's just lots of things. So go through the tiles, write down the things that you would like to receive if you were a customer of a realtor. If you were a realtor's client, what would be important to you? That would be a wow factor. That's what you would want to be providing to them. We're here to help you set that up so that you do the same things over and over and over again in any market. The market shouldn't dictate your level of service. You as a business owner should dictate your level of service that transcends any market conditions. That's how you can get better, better, and better, and how your clients will refer you more and more and more. So I will open it up to any questions at this point and comments. Was this helpful? Is there anything specifically that asked a question? God.
It was very helpful to me, but a little overwhelming. I'm so
Yeah.
new.
No, that's good. It's I know it can be overwhelming, so just take a bite at a time. Like, oh, I think I'm just going to explore more about this one thing, and we're happy to do that. What are y'all laughing at?
We're technology challenged here today.
This is so silly.
We
that
should have had a
it's-
run through.
It's not, even if we did, I don't even,
It's sad.
no comment.
I'm so glad that we can laugh at ourselves.
I mean, you got to find the humor in everything at this point.
Yes, you do. Well, we are here to serve and we are happy to help. And please reach out anyway.
Just reach out to any of us and we'll be able to help you with any of
Yeah.
the things we talked about today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for coming, Brian, Denise,
you,
and
guys.
Ted. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.